Hey guys, what's up? It's Charlie here, and today we're going to be looking at 10 hidden secrets the White House doesn't want you to know. It's one of the most interesting and historic houses in the United States, housing the world's most powerful people. But despite it being a secretive government place, the White House still has some exposed hidden secrets they don't want you to know about. Before we get into it, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button too. Coming in at number 10, we have Trapdoor. We think of an evil villain from a movie using it, or maybe even Mr. Burns from The Simpsons. However, you may be surprised to hear that the White House has a trapdoor, and it's inside what's called the Resolute Desk. There's a panel in this desk that can open up like a tiny door. This was apparently added under Reagan during the Cold War, but now presidents can use this door to escape from any threat. Underneath the door is a large spiral staircase that leads down to an underground nuclear bunker. There's actually a lot of underground structures under the White House, which we'll get to later on this list. Next up is Wine House. So we all know that the White House has a lot of important things inside it. There are launch codes, the Oval Office, and secret meeting rooms. However, a less spoken about feature of the house is its own wine cellar. It may surprise you to hear that one is featured, seeing as some of the most important decisions in the world take place there. But I guess after a long day being president, you need to relax with a glass of red. It features historic and famous wines that any wine snob would approve of. It's the size of a walk-in closet and was infamous for still stocking booze during Prohibition. However, President Trump doesn't drink, so this room won't be seeing much action for at least 4 years. Next up is White House Police. We all know that there are different types of police, such as state police and town sheriffs. But did you know that the White House has its very own police force? Most people think that the Secret Service, the FBI or CIA would be responsible for security around the White House. But this big responsibility actually falls on what's called the Secret Service Uniformed Division. They're pretty much unknown by the public, but they're in charge of the whole White House. There are over 1,300 employees of the division, and they're tasked with not only patrolling inside the White House, but the surrounding streets. They're the reason why no crazy people ever enter the White House with an Uzi. Due to their secretive nature, they don't get much clout when it comes to the public's knowledge about them. But these guys are seriously cool and do one of the hardest jobs in America. Next up is low tech. The White House has a lot of money and has to be very secure. Thanks to this, you might assume they have some next level technology we could only imagine. But you might be shocked to find out that the tech in the White House really isn't that good. It's outdated and in some cases even broken. In 2015, a Skype call had to be cancelled because their Wi-Fi was so bad they couldn't even connect to the recipients. And it took until 2016 for them to stop using old BlackBerry phones, black and white printers, and even floppy disks. The reason why they're so behind is because they have to prepare and secure the technology before it's even used. It's kind of scary the US government's using such old technology, but seeing as it is all super secure, maybe we can sleep soundly after all. Next up is Dojo. We all know the White House is where the President of the United States lives and works. But has it always been that? Well, the answer is no, as in the early 1900s, the White House was used as a martial arts dojo. There used to be a lot of wrestling and boxing rooms in the White House as well, but these were later removed. However, it is pretty cool to think that the White House was once used as a dojo. I wonder if Donald Trump will be doing any karate to try and defeat Vladimir Putin, seeing as he's a black belt. Next up is movie theater. Being President of the United States comes with a lot of perks. You get your own chef, airplane, and bowling alley. However, Bill Clinton said his #1 favorite presidential perk was the movie theater. The White House movie theater goes all the way back to 1942 and has around 50 big seats. It's known for celebrity appearances such as Steven Spielberg, Neil Armstrong, and James Earl Jones. But it was also used to screen propaganda movies during the Cold War back in the 1960s. Apparently though, the theater has a catalogue of over 400 movies, and this is updated every day. I think to really move into the 21st century, they need to get a big YouTube player down there. And if they wanted to invite me, hey, I wouldn't say no. Next up is tunnels. We've already talked about the White House secret trapdoor and the underground bunker that it leads to. Well, as I said, underneath the White House is not just a bunker. The White House goes as deep underground as it does above ground, as the basement is 2 floors deep. The most famous rooms are of course the Situation Room and the Presidential Bowling Alley. But there's also a dentist, a carpenter, a chocolate store, a laundrette, and a flower store. But this isn't so Melania doesn't need to leave the house to go shopping. It's actually so that in case of a nuclear attack, the president can live a normal life underground. It's also reported that there's a very complex series of tunnels under the White House. However, nobody not in the know is allowed to go down there. Next up is Rooftop. We all know that around the White House and inside the White House are tons of secret agents. But the place where you'll find the most agents is actually on the rooftop of the White House. Agents go up there either with binoculars or sniper rifles and check for the surroundings to take out any dangers. You also see sensors and antennas mounted to the roof which is designed to stop spy technology. The White House claimed a few years back that one large antenna was for the TV inside the White House. However, it was later revealed that they use cable, and the satellite antenna is actually used to monitor a large chunk of airspace around the White House. This is not only designed to stop serious things like planes, but also tourists and paparazzi flying drones overhead the White House. Next up is special time. This is a very secret fact about the White House leaked by a former agent who worked there. Of course, presidents live in the White House, but what about the First Lady? No matter how much responsibility or power you have, couples still need some alone time if you know what I mean. However, the Secret Service can open any door at any time to alert the president of something. So they have a code that agents use to know not to open any doors at certain times. If Trump and Melania need some alone time, they apparently use a code that is discussing the Bosnian problem. However, this is obviously not what they are doing. Next up is Secret Pool. You probably don't know this, but in 1975 a pool was installed in the White House yard. The reason why it's secret is because a large changing cabana has been built there for privacy. There's a tunnel going from the cabana into the pool which allows the president and their family to swim in peace. This way they don't have to be seen in their swimwear by the paparazzi walking across the lawn. It's not exactly a matter of national security, but even presidents need some privacy and alone time. What new features would you add to the White House if you became president? Be sure to click the poll in the top right corner to vote for the most amazing secret about the White House. And guys, be sure to check out my second channel, The Crafty. There'll be a link coming up on screen in a second, so click it and why not subscribe too. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.